Hey, we're back at it again. So today what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and install this Y pipe here with the mass airflow sensor on it. We're going to connect it up. You've got a couple attach points here for the harness here, and then you've got this harness here, that connector that needs to be connected, and the one right here for your mass air. So we're going to go ahead and install this now and get it in there. But it looks like we'll probably have to install the wiring first before we secure it, because this harness here will attach to the bottom. So we need to get those two attached to the bottom there, those studs on the bottom, and then we need to fit this front portion on this valve here. So, and then this connector will also connect to it. So we need to get that all done here. All right, we've got our Y pipe here connected. Make sure you tighten this clamp, the one opposite of it. Push your boot on the valve here. There's a connector right underneath here. Make sure that's hooked up. Make sure this is hooked up. You've got two clamps here that need to be secured. And also you've got this one over here that needs to be secured. So this is all installed right now. Let's see, we could also probably put in this air box here. That's something we need to do yet. And then we need to put in the shift linkage yet underneath the car. So let's see what's going on now. All right, we're kind of hold off on putting the air box in. It'll be a little easier servicing the transaxle down there with the box out. I mean, it won't take that long to put this in, and we'll leave it out until we do that. So we're going to go ahead and raise the car up and then put in the shift linkage at this time. All right, we got the car raised up. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and see if we can install the shift linkage here. There it is, sitting on the stand. And then it's got to hook up to right here. Go through this hole here, throw this hole through the frame here, and then hook up towards the front here. All right, so we're going to feed that through there and get that all hooked up. Now, you have to take this apart right here because this won't feed through there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there right now, and then we'll probably adjust it later on, but I just want to get it in there, and then we can adjust accordingly. All right, everyone, I've got this, the shift linkage kind of in place, and I want to make a note here for you guys. On this front piece, if you take this out, it's got a slight angle to it. I don't know if you can see it here, but this is kind of square here, and then this angles up. So you may want to pay attention to see how that goes on your car. On this one here, it angles up. So if it's angling down, you're not going to get this hooked up to the shaft right up here. All right, so just take a note of that. That does make a difference, all right? And then this bolt here, the head's got to be up or you'll be hitting the frame. So the nut's got to be down on that, all right? The back, when we took the back apart here, we didn't really move this adjustment nut, this locking nut here. So this should be pretty close. We've just got that bolt back there in temporarily. But I don't think there's going to be much adjustments to this because, like I said, we really didn't break these loose here. We kept these secure. So I think all I'm going to have to do is re-snug this up. And I believe it's going to be close. So anyway, I thought I'd just tell you that little tidbit. But like I said, this does have an angle to it. So pay attention to that. We've got our shift linkage here all secure. This is a 13. This is a 10. Same thing on the back. This is a 13 back here. These are 17s, I believe. And like I said, this jam nut here, I didn't move very much when we took it apart. So it should be in the same location it was when we took it apart. So I'm pretty confident the shift linkage is where it needs to be or very close. Like I said, we'll check it out once we get the car back up and running and see how that fits. We still got to put the AC lines on. We've got to put new O-rings on that yet. We're waiting on some parts there. And then we're waiting on our pulley here. We've got to put our adjuster on here for our alternator belt. So that should be here maybe tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. And then the fluids. I think we're down to pretty much the fluids, putting the rear bumper on, and really that's about it. I think this thing's getting really close. So I may try to stick the bumper on yet today. We need to put the deck lid back on. But that's stuff that really doesn't take that much time. But anyway, let's proceed on. All right, I've started to install this rear bumper right now. I just got it slid in place. I've actually got the 4 nuts installed. The 2 right here, 2 right there on the inside. They're underneath this bracket right here. There's one on top and there's one below this bracket. We've got a nut, or a washer and a nut on each. Same thing over here. They're located right here. So I've got those barely installed. These will go on the sides here yet. But what I'd like to do on the other cars, like the 360s and that, I take a piece of cardboard and I'll place it in several locations. So I'll put 2 in the back there, 1 in the side here, same thing on the other side. So then when I start to secure this, I can lift it up and it kind of gives me the gap all the way around, the same gap that I'm looking for. All right. Really don't want it rubbing against the frame because then it'll rub into the bumper. So, you know, by the time you bring this up, you got a little bit of a gap there. All right. So when it starts getting close, I'll hold this up and then that'll give me my gap. All right. So same thing over here. Okay. So you can see that. But that's my plan. And everything looks good. Our gaps on our exhaust look the same. So that tells me that I have those mounts installed correctly. Like in here, you can adjust that right here by loosening these. But it looks like everything's good. So it doesn't look like I have to do anything there. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start securing these 2 nuts here and there and get that bumper where I need it. And then I'll work on the sides. So once I get the rear portion where I want it, I can manipulate the sides a little bit to get the gap that I need. So I've got the 4 rear bolts secure already. Like I said, I have my cardboard in here. It's kind of snug. So that's the gap that we're going for. I mean, you can vary your gap. So anyway, the 4 bolts, the 2 on this side, 2 on that side, are secure now. Was able to get it from underneath. I mean, there's good access if you don't have the pans on to get access to it. So you're able to do that. Now, the side ones here, like I said, this is still loose. We can still manipulate this. So the gap's close to where we like it. It's just we may bring these sides in a little bit. They're kind of sticking out. So we can bring that in, move it up a little bit as required. And there's a plate in here with 2 nuts. I don't know if you can see it right now. Let me get a flashlight here. But as you see there's a plate in there with 2 nuts. That's what we're going to secure right now. One on this side, one on the other. And then the bumper should be secure. And then there'll be some connections on the back that we'll have to hook up. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. All right, so we've got our bumper secure. You can see the gap here, not too bad. It's uniform all the way down. As you can see, like I said, the gap, I try to match up the gap with the factory lines, you know, kind of like match what this looks like, and the front bumper kind of looks the same way. So that's what I'm going with. Just make sure they're not hanging out too much here. I got to put the inner fender wells in right now. We can do that. But anyway, yeah, it looks like she's lined up good right now. I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with the gaps we have here. That's all uniform. We did put new mounts on the car, so they're all nice shape. So everything should be uniform at this point. But our gaps look good. Or like I said, they're not sticking out too far. So I'm happy with that. So the next thing we need to do, there's a couple connectors underneath here. There'll be one for each side marker light, one for your license plates, and there's two connectors on the passenger side underneath. So it should be directly straight up in there. We'll hook those up, and then you have another one here for this other side marker light. So we're going to go ahead and hook those up, and then we're going to hook up our heat shield down here also. So it has a couple of attach points here. As you see, they're already installed here. So there's one here and one here. So they're already fitting on there perfectly. So we'll put nuts on those, and then the bumper should be done. All right, so we're underneath the car here. You can see there's a couple connectors there. This gray one here goes up to the side marker light above there, and then you can see here the bumper, the license plate light here. That's that connector. So those need to be hooked up. And then also on the driver's side, it might be hard to see, but there's another connector there that needs to be hooked up to that side marker light also. So we're going to go ahead and hook those up at this time, and that should finish up the bumper. So we've got these hooked up here now. This is for your heat shield. This is for your heat shield. These are for your under tray. So these will wait until we put the under trays back on. That's what that's for. All right, so you can see our connectors are hooked up there. That's your side marker. Here's your bumper license plate light connector. That's hooked up now. And then, like I said, we have our other side marker light on the side here. It's hooked up. So like I said, this completes the bumper install. So we're going to go ahead and move on to something else. I'd like to put the deck lid on, but I'm by myself today, so that's going to have to wait because that's too heavy for one person to install. But I'm going to review some things and see what's still left here. We're still waiting on a couple parts, so we'll see. So I believe the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove these wheels again and then install these inner fender wells because we're done with those now. We have the bumper on, so I can stick those back on at this point on both sides. So I guess that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the wheel off, install those, and then once that gets done, I'll probably go inside and reinstall the computer, the harnesses and everything, put that all back together. We'll be finished with that, and then I think we'll be down just to installing the deck lid, adjusting the throttle linkage, possibly, and then just fluids, bleeding the brakes, coolant, transaxle fluid, power steering, and then it'll be ready to start. So let's go ahead and put these inner fender liners on. All right, so we've got the wheel back off now, and we're going to go ahead and install these rear fender liners. So it's pretty easy. There should be only a couple attach points. 3 on top here, 1, 2, 3, and 1 on the side here. So I think that's about it. We'll get that thing installed. So we've got the passenger side inner fender, rear inner fender well installed. There's 2 fasteners up here that are smaller. This one's larger, and then this one's smaller again. So there should be 4 fasteners in it. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to go ahead and put this wheel back on temporarily because, like I said, we still have to bleed the brakes yet. So we have to do that. I don't have the fluids today, so that's not going to get done today. All right, so now that we've got the rear bumper installed, the rear inner fender wells installed, the wheels are back on temporarily. Like I said, we still got to bleed the brakes. We still got under trays to put on, gear linkage to adjust. And then the top needs to be installed. So we're going to go right now. We're going to go ahead and reinstall the ECU here. The harness here, right here. We're going to hook all this stuff up. Get that back together. and that'll be finished at least. And then I think that'll be my stopping point for today, because like I said, I'm by myself. Hopefully Mark will be able to come over tomorrow. I'm not sure. I've got to leave town Monday. I won't be back until Wednesday. So the soonest, if we can't meet up tomorrow, the soonest we can meet up would be Thursday or next weekend. And then finish this thing up. This thing is so close to being finished. Like I said, we're just down pretty much a few things. We've got the tensioner to put on the alternator yet. That won't take that long. That's, like I said, that's a part that's already been delivered, but we just got to pick it up. Mark has that. It's at his house. So we're going to go pick that, have him, well, bring it over, I guess, because it's at his house. And then, like I said, we're going to go ahead and install this ECU here, which is laying right there. And then, like I said, button this up. Right, we've got our module here. It's best to hook this main connector up while the module is not connected to the wall. It is kind of close to this framework here, so you may not be able to get it in. So connect it first. It actually goes in forward. The front piece goes in first, and then while you got this latch open, there's a groove here, and it kind of captures it and brings it in. So if I unlatch this here, you can see how it kind of lifts it out. So then, I don't know if I can do that again, but it sits down, goes in front first, captures the slot, and then while it's in the slot, just gently close it. Now, if it's not going, something's not right. So you don't want to bend any of the pins in there, break pins off, because there'll be a bad day for you. But it should go in fairly smooth. You shouldn't have any resistance. Just check your pins, make sure they're good, no corrosion or anything in there, and then just latch that over. And then now you can take this and attach it to the wall. Okay? So maybe. There we are. So, anyway, I thought I'd just tell you that. All right, we've got all the connectors back on. I've thrown the panel back on. So that's all done. So really, at this point, I think I'm finished with it for today. It all depends on the next time Mark is available to come over. We'll put the trunklet or the bonnet back on, and then we'll put fluids and everything in it. So we're getting close. So one good day, probably we'll finish this up. We're hoping if we have time tomorrow and we can get fluids in it, we may get this thing fired up. Not, guaranteeing anything, but it may be until next weekend. But next weekend, it should definitely be done, up and running, driving down the road. Should be complete. But as of right now, we just got just a few little things left, and we'll be rolling. So please stay tuned. I'll catch you next time.